Hey, hello. So I was thinking about the contraption, or like the plate, to move the loudspeaker, like in, for instance, 5-degree or 10-degree angles, to make measurements. Because standing up and reposition the speaker is, well, I like to automate things if possible, and as well, it's hard to do correctly. You need a sort of rotating thing. So first, yesterday I was talking about using marbles. So I bought some marbles. In fact, I got still a lot of marbles left. And then I thought, well, first off, they're not completely round. I thought they were rounder, but... Oh! So, 16.9. Oh, this one is pretty good. But they're completely random. This is 15.8. And these are already kind of selected. And I thought, you know what, maybe they resonate as well, which might be a problem if you want to measure anything. So if you know anyone that is into marbles, then please let me know, because I will not use them. So what I thought, my drawing skills are terrible, as you might know, but I do have a thing here. So I'm in the kitchen, so that's gonna be our plate. And then I thought, well, you know what? I'll add a bearing in the middle, just a typical one of these. And there's gonna be another plate, of course, and then like flipped over, which also has a bearing. So I can use a piece of 8mm rod to tension them. Now this is not where the whole plate is gonna ride on. It's gonna be a huge plate, by the way, because I want to be able to measure my big panels as well as the loudspeaker mini monitors with stand. So this needs to be rather big, because if I have a loudspeaker, it will be sitting, the front baffle will be sitting here on this middle of the thing. So I won't use this part. But yeah, so this has to be rather big, which means the whole thing becomes rather big. Now my CNC can handle 65 if I talk about a circle, 65 centimeters. So probably gonna make it like around 60 centimeters wide. So quite a big panel. Now what I thought was, you know what? I'm gonna use these bearings since they don't induce any noise and they don't tend to rattle as the marbles might do when you measure the thing. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna first probably gonna use 3, because 3 points of contact is usually the most easy to do, because it's always, you know, no matter if one is higher or not, it will level out on its own. So, so let me see. This is 1, then something like this. And then the bearing is gonna sit like this, but on a piece of 8mm crap thingy. Threaded bar. Much smaller than this, but... So, I'll first make a plate where a bearing sits here. So I cut out a groove the size of this, the width of this rod, which is 8mm. Slightly under, so I can press fit it. And then there's gonna be a bearing here, riding. So this is a top view. Oh, this is incorrect. So I made a groove here that is like 7.8mm or something, I don't know. So I press this in. And I'll do the same here. There's gonna be a bearing as well. And here as well. It should be, well, it's a bit of out of whack. Bearing. Bearing is darkish. So on 3 points, then I add another slab that only gives room for the bearing sticking out, because this material is going to be 8.5 millimeters or 8.7. A piece of wood I have left over, so that's why I chose it. And the size is convenient because this is 8, so I can cut all the way through. Then add this piece on another piece, and then I only have to make sure that the bearing is not riding against that piece. So I will make some tiny slots in there, and I think that's a better way than using the marbles. Then there's gonna be a, actually scratch that. That's not what I'm gonna do. It's kind of, fuck all this. I just looked up what a Arduino and a stepper motor shield costs, and it adds like 40-50 euros to the build, which is ridiculous when I think of it. So no teeth. We're just gonna do it plain and simple. Plop. It will house like the bearings, the same method, so bearing here, bearing there, and one here. And then we're just gonna, you know, we have this. I'm gonna like cut this line so we know where to put the loudspeaker. But then we're just gonna add like notches. Like drill holes, a few drill holes every 5 degrees. This is not 5 degrees, but you know, you get the idea. And then on the top plate, so that will be this plate, there will be a piece of M5 or something, I don't know, M6, M8, who cares, and just use a spring so you can pull the pin up, move it 5 degrees, drop it down into the hole, and you have turned the table 5 degrees. I think that saves around 50 euros, so yeah, I have to get up every time I do it, but who cares? At least it's consistent. So that's what I'm gonna do. Although it's fun to make things with motors and such, but in this case it might just be completely wasteful. I was just putting stuff in my shopping cart online, and I was looking at the price and I was like, no, that's not how I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna use actually all crap I got laying around, like bearings, wood, a piece of threaded rod, a spring. That's about it. Maybe a bearing in the middle. That's it. That's what I'm gonna do. So, sorry, it could be a much smaller video. Like really short, but this is what it is. See you around. Bye bye.